Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
And believe it or not, the Yankees are important to the whole nation as far as that goes, because I can remember as a youngster wanting to go to a ball game and you couldn't root for them, but you rooted like hell to see the Indians beat them, maybe. Well, when a ball club has that kind of following universally, it's important. And it's important to New York, and it's important to the nation right now, and to baseball.
Last night at Yankee Stadium after the game, fireworks display celebrating the 4th of July. And today, we literally celebrate the 4th of July, America's 250th birthday. And the 4th of July game is brought to you by USAA. And the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Minnesota Twins in the middle game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Paul O'Neill, I'm Michael Kay. We hope you enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Family, friends, firework. Be safe and have a good time. And now sit back and watch Yankee baseball. And you can have a better time now because last night they snapped their 7-game losing streak.
Well, we've been waiting for it, Michael. We've been calling the game just since it's gone on too long. It was really good to see Trent Grisham back in the lineup. First at bat back. Home run. Tied the game up, and Ben Rice been struggling a little bit, but not right here. Big home run for Ben Rice on his way to Philadelphia in the All-Star game. And DeBednar back off paternity leave to close it out. All things went well for the New York Yankees last night.
All right, cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. 7-game losing streak gone. 5 runs scored, most since June 19th. First game with multiple home runs since June 24th. Now, how can they make it 2 in a row? Well, they're going to call up a minor leaguer today, Brendan Beck, to make the start. He's been red hot at AAA of late. Last 9 starts, 5-0, 1.59. This will be his first big league start, replacing the injured Carlos Rodon. Now, when we come back, Meredith Marakovitz talks with Yankee manager Aaron Boone about Beck. That's coming up next, right here on Yes.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium as we celebrate the 250th birthday of this great nation. Here on Yes, we are getting you closer to first pitch between the Yankees and the Twins. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. With Carlos Rodon going on the IL, the Yankees called up Brendan Beck to get the start today. We saw Beck for the first time on May 3rd against Texas, where he debuted. He allowed 2 runs on 2 hits through 3 innings of work. After he was sent back down to the minors, he pitched incredibly well. In 9 starts, he was 5-0. Earlier, I asked Aaron Boone what the expectations are for Beck this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he can get us off to a good start. And, you know, I've no real expectation on how short or long. You know, just kind of let the game unfold and see how he's doing, how he's going, and you know, potentially be aggressive with the pen, but you know, also he's built up to throw a lot of pitches, so hopefully he can get into the game a little bit and get us off to the right start.
And to make room for Beck on the roster, the Yankees opted to option Spencer Jones back to AAA. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Brendan Beck will get the ball. Michael Kay and Paul O'Neill on today's call. We'll have first pitch next, right here on Yes.
The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Feels so right, they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. By Tunnel to Towers, donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. By Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. And by your Tri-State Chevy dealers, visit ChevyOffers.com. People loved the fireworks display after the game yesterday at the stadium. Now they're looking for some fireworks on the field today on the 4th of July. Old Glory rimming the grandstand here at Yankee Stadium. They've taken all the other flags down, the team flags, and this is all about the 250th birthday of America, the great caps that have been issued by Major League Baseball with the USA 250 on the side and the stars and stripes. And yes, the entire country is celebrating the 250th birthday of this great nation. Let's take a look at the lineups. The Twins are going to run out there. It's Trevor Larnach in left field. Byron Buxton has missed 4 games with a right hip impingement, but he's back in the lineup today. He's got great numbers. Cody Clemens hit a home run yesterday. He'll hit third. Then it's Bell, Lewis, and Lee. And it's Kreidler, Keishel, and Jackson at the bottom of the order. They're going to face the rookie, Brendan Beck. He's appeared in 1 game in relief for the Yankees, 3 innings, 1 home run, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Let's check out the Nissan Pitchers Scouting Report.
Now, start me up, Michael. You mentioned it. He did have a major league game earlier in the year, but this is his first career start. We'll see what happens there. Bring it to the Bronx. In Scranton, he has been on the roll. Last 9 starts, 5-0 with a 1.59. Hope you packed that to come with it. And fastball slider, mostly uses fastball slider over 75% of the time. If he has issues, he will add a cutter and a sinker, but things go well. Pretty much fastball slider.
Take a look at the defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailer. So Grisham is the DH today. So Schumann will be in center field. And Volpe plays shortstop. Caballero, according to Boone, has played a lot of late, so they're giving him a day game after a night game off. Larnach is ready. Beck is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. And the first pitch is a ball, and we're underway.
Michael, it is July 4th.
Yeah.
You know, if you just got called up, what are all your teammates doing? They're heading out, hanging out, having a barbecue, watching their ex-teammate pitch here in the Bronx today.
Now, what's going to happen after the game, though? Because the Yankees don't even know him that well. Will they invite him to their barbecue?
You know what? If he pitches well, I guess he'll probably get a VIP seat.
2-1 on Larnach. The Twins are 42-47. The Yankees are 49-38. Now, James Hoy is behind the plate. Umpire Scouting Report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. He's considered hitter friendly. 63 calls have been challenged, 28 overturned. Fewer low strikes, fewer outside strikes. He's the crew chief in his 24th big league season. Rest of the crew, Sean Barber at first, John Lipkett second, and DJ Rayburn is over at third. So 3-2 on Larnach. And he walked him. Now, when Beck came up and pitched out of the bullpen, I wouldn't say he struggled, but he didn't really light it up. But the Yankees are raving about what he's done since he went down. The last 9 games in AAA, 5-0, 1.59. Now, there's a big jump between AAA and the majors, but those numbers will get your attention. There's Buxton.
And those numbers really came from right after he left the Yankees in Texas, went back down there and just started dealing. So, you know, maybe he talked to the right person, got the right thoughts, something has worked since he went back to the minor leagues.
One and one on Buxton. We mentioned he's missed 4 games with a right hip impingement. They did not put him on the IL. Now, he has always had a hard time staying on the field. Health has been an issue, but when he's healthy, he's as good as anybody. And it's interesting. He's in the middle of a long-term contract, and you see the timeline with the injuries for him. He's only played 73% of the Twins games since he made his debut in 2015. IL for 27% of them. But he doesn't want to go anywhere. There's always trade rumors about him. He said he wants to stay with the Twins.
I'm sure the Twins are very interested in that because, you know, they have a problem getting kind of star power players to go there. But, you know, Byron Buxton, 2-time All-Star. You mentioned it last year, Michael, 35 home runs. Broke in 83 and a cool numbers. He was 24 for 24 in stolen bases. That was last year. Now he's got an ongoing thing. He stole 37 in a row.
Ripped to left field. Going back, Bellinger turning, looking. He's going to play it off the wall, and it caroms out into left center field. That's going to give Warnick a chance to come home. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's in there. It's an RBI double for Buxton, and it's 1-0 Twins.
I mean, this ball was hit so hard that it hit the wall and shot sideways about 30 feet. But Buxton, we were raving about him. Well, we're showing you why. It's the type of stuff he can do. I mean, this ball just shot dead right at Bellinger. Coming over. No chance of home plate. A little breaking ball that didn't get off the end, the outside off the plate. He gave Buxton an opportunity to just hammer it, and he did.
Newman did a good job, otherwise that's a triple.
He even looks athletic going back to the base. You know that?
He's so heavily muscled. I was talking to some Twin people that he has a hard time decelerating. Like when he's running hard to first base, sometimes you'll see him almost run down to the foul pole just to slow himself down.
Like Bo Jackson running the tunnel after the touchdown. Huh?
Not a pretty deceleration.
We don't know what that's like, Mike, because we're not that fast.
Nope.
I think I just dropped the mic on you for the first time in 25 years.
Fine, I love it, Paulie. Pickoff was on. Cody Clemens at the plate. We'll take a look at his home run last night. The Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Anytime a lefty goes to left center field into the bullpen, it's an impressive swing. He's been on a roll. A big reason why this team is scoring a lot more runs. 15 home runs now in the year.
Yeah, Clemens 4 home runs last 7 games. He's slugging at .489, 11th best in the American League. He's finally found his spot. At 29 years old, the Twins have given him playing time, and he's taking advantage of it with 15 home runs and 39 runs batted in. The son of Roger and Debbie Clemens. Played a series in Houston previous to this and hit a home run there. And his dad was there. He said, but my dad comes to a lot of games. He was excited because his Nana was there. He said, Nana's the GOAT. That's his quote. 3-1. 3-2.
Well, if you're back, I mean, immediately you're in trouble. You think, wow, here I'm in the major leagues and now this. But, you know, you really got to limit the damage in this first inning. Try to get yourself in some kind of rhythm to give them some.
High fly ball, right field. Dominguez back, track, wall, see ya. A 2-run home run for Clemens. And it is 3-0 Twins.
Will look like another breaking ball, and you know, bad breaking balls aren't fouled off at the major league level. They're hit off the wall as Buxton did, and into the seats as Clemens did.
Five home runs last 8 games, 16th home run of the season. And now it's 41 runs batted in. There's Josh Bell.
Again, just a breaking ball that just spins. No bite whatsoever. Threw a really good breaking ball. 3-1. Got it down and in towards his back foot. And went to the back door, and it just sat there. Said, hit me.
And the pitch. Fights it off and fouls it off. Another sun-splashed day here in the Bronx. It's hot. Been hot all week. 2-2.
Well, it's got to be frustrating if you're back. You've just come from the minor leagues where everything was working. You talked about his last 9 starts, and right now here in the first inning, not able to throw his good slider and get any kind of outs with it.
Swing and a miss through the splitter and gets Bell.
Yeah, talking about if the fastball slider don't work, you go to something else where he's got a little cutter and he'll throw this split finger. So he's trying to figure out a way until he gets it rolling. It's got a funny spin for a splitty. It's almost not sideways. It's kind of tumbling a little bit.
Royce Lewis takes outside. "24 games since being recalled, hitting .266, .212 overall. Lewis has a world of talent." The Twins have had very little success here at the new Yankee Stadium, which opened in 2009. They are 14-48 at this new ballpark. So 2-2 on Lewis. Popped up shallow left field. Volpe backpedaling, and he makes the play. So a walk, a double, and a home run. And the Twins are up 3-0. Let's take a look at Beck's arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, we kind of went into it. You see four-seamer slider very top-heavy with those 2 pitches, but he has featured a split because he was struggling with his slider so far. So he's trying to invent something on the fly here to try to get into this game where he can get some outs.
Sanchez, 1-1 on Brooks Lee.
Sanchez should know him well. He caught him a lot down in the minor leagues before he got called up.
Center field. Schumann is there, and he puts it away, and that'll do it. 3 runs, 2 hits, and nobody left on base. Twins 3, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. Well, the Yankees are down before they even come up to the plate against Zebby Matthews. Let's see the order in which they will come to the plate. Trent Grisham had his first leadoff home run this season. Last night, he'll be the DH today. Ben Rice at first, Cody Bellinger in left. Then the middle of the order has Dominguez, Volpe, and Chisholm. And you've got McMahon, Schumann, and Sanchez rounding it out. And they will be facing Zebby Matthews. This will be his 10th start, 4-5, 4.15. You see the numbers. Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report.
Well, if you looked at the numbers, he's been much better than it looks. In 9 starts, 7 of them have been really, really good. I mean, he's had 2 big blowouts where he gave up a ton of runs. It blew his ERA up to 4.15. And here it is. He challenges hitters. Throw strikes, only walking 5.2% of the hitters, which is 7th best in the American League. And fireworks, what is July 4th, Michael? You know, he has given up 11 home runs in only 56 innings with the 6th highest percentage in the American League.
Time is called. The bullpen door in left center field is open. Now that's closed up. We're ready to roll. How about the chest protector on Alex Jackson? Pretty cool. Oh, Lady Liberty.
You know, you're living it here. You know, around the country, you see the picture of the Statue of Liberty on July 4th. Ball hit hard to the right side. Nothing for it. But, you know, when you're in New York, you're right next to Lady Liberty.
All right, go check her out anytime you want. Twins defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And we highlight Royce Lewis, our Car Shield defensive player profile. 22nd starter first base this season. He had never, ever played at first base entering this season. And he actually has done a pretty good job. And there's a strike to Ben Rice. Another ground ball to second. Clemens again. 2 down. Zebby Matthews, Daniel Zebulon Matthews, been called Zebby his whole life. The only time he's called Daniel is when his parents are mad at him. There's Cody Bellinger, needs to break out of his slump for his mental well-being. 5 for 49 hitting, 102 over his last 14 games without an RBI. Matthews, 8th round pick. See what he's done in his career. Doesn't walk many. There's a strike. Cullowhee, North Carolina.
Don't know that I've been there, Michael. You?
I don't think so. Timeout by Bellinger. Two and two. So today, Paul, is called the semi-quincentennial. That's 250. We're halfway to 500. Ground it, first base. Lewis is there. Takes it himself. And the Yankees with 3 ground balls against Matthew. They go down in order. That was a pretty lady in the harbor. Statue of Liberty on the 4th of July. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. Here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Ben Rice, plus 260. Cody Bellinger, plus 410. Kreidler starts it off against Beck, takes outside 1-0.
A big inning for Beck to try to settle down because Aaron Boone is not going to go. The leash is going to be fairly short if he struggles this inning and can't get any outs. If not, you know, that he might settle down and give them some innings.
McMahon gets Kreidler, 1 away. There's Luke Keishel. Now, Ali Sanchez has sharp catcher's gear as well, with the July theme.
That's just not the chest protector. You've got the shin guards, the mask, everything. I don't know what it is, but a much better slider just right out of the chute here in the second inning that he did not have in the first inning.
Also, all of the Yankees, Paul, today are wearing really cool custom belts for the 4th of July as well. So they are decked out.
And Michael, pretty cool. I don't know if you saw in the clubhouse today, both teams are wearing those specialty hats. Well, if you flip them over in gold stitching, they have established 1776 and then gold stars and stripes on the inside. Pretty cool.
Deep to right field. Dominguez back on the track at the wall. Another one gone. A home run for Keishel. And it is 4-0 Twins.
We talked about the Twins. I mean, offensively, coming into this series, have really turned it around. I mean, they were 6th in baseball in runs scored, so that hadn't been the issue. You're going to have to make pitches. And if you look what happened, I mean, a couple good pitches, then a hanging slider, it ends up in the seats.
So here's Alex Jackson.
Ball right there, kind of up in the strike zone. If that ball's down, he probably gets away with it, but up enough where it ends up in the seats in right field. He just tried to dot that four-seamer on the outside corner, and it did not get it down knee high.
$18 games for Jackson, hitting well, 14 for 45, 311. Caratini, essentially the everyday catcher. It'll be interesting to see when Jeffers comes back from his rehab assignment. But when you talk to people around the Twins, in all likelihood, he is going to be traded. Jeffers, he has just this year on his contract. For Jackson, his first, the third allowed by Beck. The Bluebirds are out here in the Bronx, and the Yankees are trailing by a score of 5-0.
Another mistake, and another one ends up in the bleachers. And if you're Aaron Boone, now you got to make a decision. You know, do I waste my bullpen or just try to stick with him? I mean, obviously not the start you wanted to see. It seems like every mistake he's making is ending up in the seats.
So back-to-back home runs, back to the top of the order, and Trevor Larnach. Beck is making the start because of the injury to Carlos Rodon.
Another slider. Another one you see him head down, knew the sound.
This one will stay in the ballpark as Dominguez drifts back and makes the play.
Well, Michael, no doubt about it. With a swing like that, and he makes solid contact. That's what happened.
There's Buxton. Banged one off the left field wall in the first inning for an RBI. Later came around to score. Take a look at the leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Slugging leaders, Alvarez is first, having a great year for the Astros. Then it's Buxton and Rice close together at second and third.
The inability to throw that ball for a strike inside gets all the Twins hitters out over the plate, covering that slider and any fastball on the outside corner.
And Buxton's in a challenge. He took off for first. He thought that was ball 4, but he'll challenge immediately.
Yeah, this ball looked away. I think he's going to be heading to first anyway.
ABS, powered by T-Mobile. Let's check it out. And he walks, so a successful challenge for Buxton.
Minnesota has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, you got to keep an eye on Bucks. So he talked about he's got a streak working the past couple of years, 37 in a row, consecutive stolen bases without being thrown out.
Cody Clemens tips one into the glove of Sanchez. Two-run home run in the first inning, 16th of the year. Fouled away.
You're likely to see Buxton kind of ease himself back in. Now you're talking about the stolen bases, but he has missed 4 games with a hip impingement, which is painful. Trying to run. Let's see what happens.
So Beck struggling early, 3 home runs, 4 hits, 5-0 Twins, top of the second inning. Two and 2 on Cody Clemens.
Well, Beck's in a position now where he's kind of getting scared away from the strike zone, because anything he throws is a mistake over the strike zone ends up as a home run. And now you're getting in deep counts where you're only digging yourself a bigger hole.
And the count full, so Buxton will go 3-2, 2 outs. With his home run in the first inning, Clemens is now homered in 3 straight games. Major league record is 8, held by 3. One of them Don Mattingly, Dale Long, and Ken Griffey Jr. Swing and a miss. Clemens down on strikes. We go to the bottom of the second.
You're about to hear something that some of you may think is corny. I hope not. Because I say the same things to the Major League roster that I'm about to say to you. And all the fellas that thought it was corny up there are playing for other teams right now. I want you to get used to the winning tradition. Because it's important. When you stop to think that you're representing the same team, same city that Babe Ruth did and Lou Gehrig did and Joe DiMaggio did and Rizzuto and Mantle. And when you put the pinstripes on, you're not just putting a baseball uniform on. You're wearing tradition and you're wearing pride. And you're going to wear it the right way.
One of a kind, Paul.
You know what? I've never seen that clip, and I've never heard that speech. I loved it. Huh? I'm getting ready to put the pinstripes back on.
There are many owners that would make that speech. He loved this organization, this team. Today would have been his 96th birthday. George was born on the 4th of July in 1930. I love what he said. The guys in the big league squad, the ones that thought it was corny, they're playing for other teams.
Exactly. That's what I just started laughing when it all sunk in.
Dominguez ripped one down the right field line. Going to go into the corner, played out there by Keishel. And Dominguez picks up a leadoff double here in the second. Independence Day history of the New York Yankees. George Steinbrenner, born in 1930. Lou Gehrig made the luckiest man speech. 1939, Mickey Mantle, his 300th home run. Dave Righetti threw a no-hitter against the Red Sox. Wade Boggs, the last batter, struck out. And Phil Negro, his 3,000th strikeout. John Sterling, also born on this date in 1938, and he would have been 88 years old today.
Did he break his string of like 5,000 games or something on July 4th also?
Yep. And there's a strike to Anthony Volpe. 3 for his last 25, Volpe is. One and one. Volpe getting the start at short over Caballero, who played yesterday in the Yankee victory. And Boone just said Caballero's been playing a lot of late, so we're giving him a day game after a night game. That one's lined in the left field, hit well, but Larnach is right there. One down.
Well, hit pretty well, but nothing was accomplished there. You got Dominguez still standing at second base, now with one out.
Strike to Jazz. Foul back. Chisholm also very quietly has gone into a slump. Last 8 games, 3 for his last 24. The Yankees put a 5 spot on the board in their victory last night, so first time since the last week of June. But now they are climbing up a hill, a 5-0 deficit early, bottom of the second inning. Swing and a miss. On the curve, Chisholm down on strikes, 2 away.
Yeah, I said the other night, Michael, when you're struggling offensively, and now you got the win last night, but now you're down 5 runs. It's almost like every opportunity. You've got to cash in to try to get back into this game. You get a leadoff double, still standing at second base. I mean, you got to start scoring some runs when you get these opportunities, even if it's one at a time.
With Ryan McMahon. Offensively, Ryan got out of the box very slowly this year. 45 games hitting 183.
Minnesota's challenging the ball call.
Jackson's going to challenge that ball call and gets it right.
Minnesota has 2 challenges remaining.
McMahon in his last 26 games hitting 265. With his glove, if he hits 265, you sign up for that hungrily. Foul ball.
And Michael, yesterday was McMahon's first game back since coming off the IL, and it's been a brutal 2 weeks for him. First it was the throat infection, then he got that stomach bug that everyone in that Yankees clubhouse was dealing with. And first at bat yesterday, fouls a ball off of his knee, walked into the clubhouse today with KT tape all over that knee. I looked at him, he smiled and said, it just doesn't end. I asked him if he was okay. He said, it's bruised, it's a little sore, but I am good to go. I want to be in that lineup. But he did have a big hit, Michael, later in that game to tack on a little bit for that Yankees win.
1-2 on McMahon. Swing and a miss. Leadoff double wasted as Dominguez stranded there at second. We go to the third. Time to name that Yankee on this July 4th. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Won 7 World Series, 11 pennants, winning percentage of .566.
I got this one,
Cleveland
Michael.
Pipers is the first one. Bulls, Yankees, Olympic Committee, Nets, Devils. Got it?
Yeah, I got this one. I bet he was born on this day, too. What do you think?
Let's not give too much away. Josh Bell takes low 1-0 to beat Bell, Lewis, and Lee 4, 5, and 6 against Brendan Beck. Now 5-0 seems like a lot, but there's plenty of baseball left, and also history would dictate that the Yankees can make it back up against the Twins. We go back to 2002 and we include the playoffs, Paul, and the Yankees against Minnesota 128-46.
Right.
That's a .736 winning percentage, or 119 wins in a 162-game season. That one is cracked into right center field, and that's going to be played off the wall by Schumann. Bell is going to second, and he's going to make it with a double. They are hitting some ringing drives against Beck.
Yeah, they haven't been cheapies. You know, the hits are hard. That ball's up in the strike zone. Looks like they're trying to pitch Bell up in the strike zone all series, thinking he can't catch up to it. Well, he lined that one off the wall in right center field.
There's Royce Lewis. Now they've tweaked his swing a little bit. Made some adjustments at the plate after being sent down to the minors. And one of the keys was to keeping his head a little bit more forward and making sure his bat path wasn't as flat before he starts swinging. So let's look at the keeping the head forward. What does that mean?
Well, if you're forward, usually you don't want to drift, but if you start it there, then you have a tendency to kind of stay behind the ball a little bit more, because you actually go back. But I mean, if you watch Cody Bellinger when he struggles, his head kind of moves forward, and you call it drifting towards the pitcher, where it kind of brings the bat in late. But if you start there, you have a tendency to go back right before you swing.
So you don't mind drifting back, you don't want to drift forward.
Yeah, anytime you're moving forward, you're making things happen too quick. See, his head's there, and I imagine, then it goes back, and see his head's behind the baseball there. The worst thing you want to do is to kind of tilt or drift towards the pitcher, where your eyes are moving, and then everything happens a little bit too quick.
Left field, Bellinger will make the play. Bell stays put. One away. I'll bring up Brooks Lee. Now, Paul, you like this. His dad, Larry, who's been the head baseball coach for Cal Poly since 2003, he named Brooks Lee after Brooks Robinson.
Big third base fan, huh?
But one of his favorite players was Lou Brock. And he wanted to name him after Lou Brock, but then it would be the unfortunate name of Broccoli.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, so he went with Brooks.
I remember watching Lou Brock when I was little. Every time he came up to the plate, I hoped he would just get on first base, because I loved to watch him steal bases.
Well, the team that you liked, they had a shot at getting him because of Johnny Bench behind the plate. Most teams were not rooting for him to get on first.
No, I mean, you go back to when you were little. I mean, you were watching one game a week. You didn't have access to every single game like you do now. So if you got to see these guys once in a while, you know, you wanted the stars to be stars.
938 stolen bases for Brock, second all-time to Ricky, two-time world champion, 8-time stolen base leader, 6-time All-Star and Hall of Famer in 1985.
I still look at that, and it's amazing to me. Ricky Henderson 500 ahead of the next person. It shows you how great Ricky Henderson was.
And as we approach the trade deadline now, the Lou Brock deal, I mean, what a cautionary tale. The Cubs traded him to the Cardinals for Ernie Broglio. Yeah, Ernie Broglio for Lou Brock. Did he go? Yes, he did. Brooks Lee down on strikes. Oh, he went.
Yeah, kind of waving at it. Finally got a ball down out of the strike zone away to a lefty.
So here's Kreidler, grounded out to third. That was in the second. 5-0 Twins from the top of the third inning. One and one. Two-one on Kreidler. 5 hits for Minnesota. 3 of them have left the yard. They lead 5-0 over the Yanks. Center field. Schumann is there. And he puts it away in dead center for the fly out. So the leadoff double is wasted. And we go to the bottom of the third.
Welcome back. It's time for today's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. I spoke to Max Fried at his locker today after he played catch out in right field. He said he is set to throw in a live session tomorrow. It'll be 2 ups like the last time, but they are going to increase his pitch count to about 35. And speaking to Fried, he said he feels completely normal, healthy. He's recovering well. Now it's just about building himself up, and the Yankees are trying to figure out the best way to do that. They have the All-Star break to kind of navigate around. They want to make sure that they keep his arm going. When asked a time frame on when he thinks he'll be back, he said it just depends on how slow they play this thing. But as of now, Michael, it seems like all signs point to Fried feeling good and continuing to make positive steps in his rehab process.
And it comes down to this, Meredith. They really need him, especially with Rodon out now.
No doubt about it. And you know what he said with his injury, it was about early on making sure they do the build-up the right way, because he had that bone bruise in the elbow. You don't want to do too much too soon. It could result in a fracture. It could result in
New York is challenging the call.
So that's kind of why they were slow playing it early, and now it seems as though they feel a little bit better about him going out there and throwing a big one.
New York has 2 challenges remaining.
A successful challenge by Schumann on that strike call, so that's reversed. Yankees still have both of their challenges remaining, as do the Twins, so the count is 3-0 on Schumann, leading off the bottom of the third. And there's ball 4. Yankees second base runner, a double by Dominguez leading off the second. Now Schumann leads off the third with a walk.
Well, that's how the first inning started for Beck, so maybe this is turn the tables. The Yankees need to string together some things, you know, to get the momentum, to get the crowd back in this game, and played a couple runs.
That's a strike to Alex Sanchez.
Another thing, Michael, you know, the running game against Minnesota is so important, because they have not been able to throw out base stealers, but when you're down 5-0, that kind of puts a damper on that too.
Grounded to third. Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1. Around the horn, 5-4-3 double play.
Well, it had a good sound to it. The only problem is it's right at Brooks Lee, and it makes for an easy double play.
Here's Trent Grisham. 0-1. Grisham grounded to second in the first. He's the DH today. Came out of yesterday's game fine after missing 18 games with a hamstring problem. Tim Hill is getting ready. Now, if you're wondering, Paul and I had a great time watching the fireworks, blanket, center field, strawberries, plantain chips, some wine. It was great.
And you took care of everything.
Yep.
The seats, everything.
Absolutely. And that's going to be challenged by Jackson.
Minnesota's challenging the call.
And he's right by a hair.
Minnesota has 2 challenges remaining.
Down looking. We played 3 here at the stadium. And the Twins lead 5-0 on Gus. We go to the 4th inning. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard 5-0 Twins. They've hit the ball hard. We check out the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. So 3 home runs, 101.2 on Clemens, 98.4 Keishels, and 105.7 on Jackson. That went a long way. Keishel takes a strike from Beck, who starts the 4th inning. Oh, 2. Now, when you wore batting gloves, did you adjust them every time?
You know, hotter days are harder because, you know, you're still sweating. And if the gloves get so wet that, you know, you have to keep tighten because they kind of stretch out. It's more of a habit than anything. You know, you just want, it's kind of like tying your shoe. You want that first, you want that tight feeling around your wrist.
Knobloch used to always do that. Obviously, we know no more Garcia Power.
Yeah, he had a whole
yeah,
sequence of things that he needed to do.
Fly ball shallow right field. Dominguez is there and puts it away.
I think Aaron Boone is kind of going hitter to hitter here. If he can get through an inning, great. If not, you get Tim Hill up in the pen, ready to go.
There's Alex Jackson. Alex Jackson was with the Yankees for a little bit. He was traded from the Reds to the Yankees with Fernando Cruz for Jose Trevino. That was in December of 2024. ...2014 6th overall pick in the first round by Seattle. He was a catcher in high school, but the Mariners, who drafted him, moved him to the outfield. Then he was traded to the Braves in November of 2016, and they moved him back behind the plate. 30 years old. So Trevino ended up signing a multi-year deal with the Reds, and he's essentially their backup catcher. Left side. Volpe and McMahon give it a look as it goes into the seats by a good margin. Very festive. Yankees gave out those hats today.
You can always tell the giveaways, Mike. You drive up to the ballpark and there's people lined up around the stadium. Some of the days you get here, you know, a little bit early, people are just kind of walking around, enjoying the baseball experience. But then, boy, you come on a giveaway or a big giveaway, they're fighting to get in line.
Nice play by Jazz Chisholm from his knees. And the scoop by Rice for the second out.
Well, you're looking for outs, and this is a good play for Jazz. This ball's hit hard. He kind of lays out, knocks it down. And that's a good thing about second base. You can leave your feet and still have plenty of time because of the short throw. Aaron Boone going to go to the pen right now. Got 2 extra outs this inning from Beck.
So Beck goes 3 2/3 on a spot start coming from AAA. They bring in Hill to face Larned. Come on back to watch that matchup. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by USAA, who proudly salutes our military who made America's 250th possible. By Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining you'll win. 2 pretty good hitters right there, Paul.
Rod Carew, you know how many people tried to mirror their swing to him. I mean, he get everything. The other way, pull, anything you wanted. Rod Carew could do at the plate.
Tim Hill had a couple of non-Tim Hill outings, and that's why he's a 4.02. But 4 consecutive scoreless outings for him. And when you're a short reliever and you have a couple of bad outings, it takes months to bring the ERA down.
When you go on a roll, though, it's kind of flip-flop. And look what Hedrick has done. I mean, numbers-wise, what he has done out of the bullpen. I think 1.4 something ERA. He's had 10, 12 great outings in a row.
That's ripped to right field. That's going to be over the head and over the wall. A home run for Larned. And it is 6-0 Minnesota. That got out in an eye blink.
We talk about something you don't see very often. A lefty able to elevate a ball off of Tim Hill and drive it into the seats. You're just not accustomed to seeing that. That sidearm delivery. 2-seam fastball kind of bearing in, but that ball went horizontal, did not sink, and he was able to just drop the head and drive it out of here.
And a strike.
Larned's been on a tear. I mean, coming into this series, he was at over 400 his past 15 games or so. So that's nothing new.
One and one on Buxton. RBI double, run scored, and a walk. One and two.
There's a little gamer there, Michael, sitting into the sun, but you know, still enjoying some snacks here.
Strike 3. Buxton down looking, but the Twins connect on their 4th home run of the game, and it's 6-0 Minnesota. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Doing a brisk business on this 4th of July at the team store at the stadium. Rice swings at the first pitch and grounds it to Clemens. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. So here's Bellinger, 5 for his last 50. And a strike. What are you seeing with him?
To me, I mean, there's no movement whatsoever, just stand still. So immediately he kind of just lunges into the baseball. I think that, you know, you have to have, you don't want a lot of movement, but you have to have something to have some kind of rhythm. It just seems like he is at a dead standstill and then has nothing to really get back to, and everything just goes forward. So there's absolutely no movement whatsoever, and then you kind of attack the ball instead of having a little, either your hands or your feet, something to kind of feel a rocking motion to get back.
Strike 3. His struggles continue. Now to bring up Jason Dominguez, and let's try out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. To hit one or more home runs, Jason is plus 425. Dominguez doubled the right, leading off the second. That's Yankees' only hit against Zebby Matthews. Two-way, bottom of the fourth, 6-0 Twins. One and one. Cutter misses. And the pitch. That's clubbed to right field, turning and looking and watching it go over the wall is Keishel. And it's a solo shot for Dominguez. And the Yankees are on the board at 6-1.
I hope you jumped on that bet, Michael, because Bet365 just paid you off. It's Jason Dominguez, it's a fourth of the year. 2 good at-bats for him. Lined the first time up a double and now went into the seats. Yankees jump on the board.
The Yankees need him to get hot. He's got cleanup in a lot of the lineups. 2 for 2 today. Fourth home run of the year and 10th ribby. There's a strike to Anthony Volpe.
And you're seeing a lot of spinning breaking balls from Beck early in the game, and right there, another one from Matthews.
New York is challenging.
Well, Volpe's going to challenge that strike call. He's going to win it.
New York has 2 challenges.
They're down 6-1, but they're doing great in the ABS today.
It counts as a scoreboard, huh? It's the only one you're really marking on up there?
No, the one above it is pretty important. 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's so strong. I mean, if he hits the ball hard, he's going to be able to use that porch.
And the 1-2. 2 and 2 on Volpe. So 2-4-2 for Dominguez, a double and a home run. Ground ball, third base, Lee. Against Volpe. To the final out. But the Yankees finally get on the board. Jason Dominguez gets a hanging breaking ball. And he rips it into the short porch. And when it lands, the Yankees have a run at 6-1 Twins. Well, tonight we've got live minor league baseball on Yes as the AA Somerset Patriots take on the Hartford Yard Goats. Catch some of the top Yankee prospects tonight at 7 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. We go to the 5th inning. And the first pitch is a ball to Cody Clemens.
Where have those Uncle Sam hats gone? You know, they were right when I got here in New York. A lot of the fans used to wear those, you know, the red, white, and blue top hats. And I just saw one of the fans between innings. But if you remember the original ones, they were really long. And,
and you don't see them that much, you're saying.
Kind of miss them.
So 1-2 on Clemens, who homered in the first inning off Brendan Beck. That's not the Uncle Sam hat.
A country look there.
There you go.
The original ones were really, really long and tall, though.
So Hill came on and gave up a home run to Larnach, a left-handed hitter. So it's only the second home run that Hill has allowed to a lefty batter in his Yankees career. So that's since June of 2024. The other one, Kerry Carpenter, last year, September 10th. Both of those guys are extreme platoon guys. So you always hear, well, he can't hit lefties, can't hit lefties. Well, they probably don't get a chance. You couldn't hit lefties either, supposedly, when you got here.
Nobody can hit lefties. I mean, I never understood if a righty has a bad at bat against a righty, it's just a bad at bat.
Right.
Lefty on lefty, you have a bad bat against a lefty, you can't hit lefties. It's the double standard of baseball.
Did it bother you when you weren't playing against lefties? Did you feel that you could hit lefties?
Absolutely, and it's all about reps, just like anything else is, and it's about confidence. And you know, how are you supposed to get the confidence unless you're given the opportunity in big situations, not when in a blowout? We don't need to pinch hit for him now. You know, you want the organization, the manager to believe in you.
Minnesota's challenging.
Because you got to believe in yourself to start.
Bell's challenging that strike call. And he gets it wrong.
Minnesota has one challenge remaining.
It's been a rough day for James Hoy. A lot of his calls have been overturned. That one wasn't. Bell 1 for 2, doubled against Beck in the third. He's got a very odd swing, Paul. It seems like it's all upper body. It doesn't have much legs in it at all.
I mean, he is so strong that, you know, very little movement and just, you know, heave it with your upper body and hands. Very stiff, too. You know, the hands don't really rotate. The arms are stiff. It's just pure strength when he hits the ball.
I mean, there are some great hitters in baseball history that didn't strike. Paul Molitor, one of them. But it's odd to see. Two and two.
When you talk about the no stride, you know, Molitor was not a true home run hitter. So, you know, he wanted to hit the ball all over the ballpark. The less movement, the better. You'd be surprised at the major league level, even in batting practice, when you work on, you know, just getting loose, not taking a stride. Is got an easy double play right there for Bell.
And double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine?
Well, I couldn't ask for an easy one here. Anthony Volpe catches, steps on the base, makes an easy throw across the diamond.
Well, that's going to do it for Tim Hill. Now they're going to start mixing and matching. They'll call on a right-hander with Royce Lewis due up. Lewis, Lee, and Kreidler. Hill's day is done. It's 6-1 Twins. On Tuesday, July 21st, come out to Yankee Stadium to celebrate the magic of Harry Potter and Yankees baseball. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a special Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of the 4 Harry Potter house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Jake Bird comes on. And he gets Lewis to swing and miss.
I don't know much about the Harry Potter. Are 4 houses? Are any of them more special?
Asking the wrong guy.
So you're not a Harry Potter guy either?
I'm not anti-Harry Potter,
Yeah.
but I have not read the books. Oh, we got another
Minnesota's challenging.
James Hoy's going to start getting really annoyed.
He's got to hope that they're out of challenges.
So Lewis is challenging the strike. Uh-oh. Might be. They've challenged so much, it's overheated.
Yeah, that's good. This is pretty slow.
Call's confirmed. It's a strike.
They get it back there. We didn't see it, so it's confirmed.
Minnesota is out of challenges.
And now, Minnesota's out of challenges. So here's the previous pitch. Oh, was that by Lace?
Yes.
That one is ripped into left center field. It's a base hit. Cutting over Schumann. And he will hold Lewis to a single. You know, Paul, how I need proof of everything? That was me, and I didn't see it. I go, no. Unless I see it, it's not confirmed.
I got you. I saw a nice level swing is what I just saw, and a line drive into left center field.
Pitch to Lee is outside. We're in the 5th inning. It's 6-1 Twins.
So you're standing at home plate just arguing about the ABS because you didn't see the real picture, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
Everybody
you're so
else gets a real
understanding.
picture, and I don't get a real picture.
That's right. Where's my picture? So I'm supposed to take somebody's word for it. You know what's happening here, Paul? Because of the heat, 95 degrees first pitch. The scoreboard's out now. It's got a nice Twins logo.
I hope they don't go long and need the lights. I wonder if they work.
But you see a lot of New York residents are being asked to have their air conditioners at 78 degrees. That's what I put my heat at.
Yeah, 78, that's up there.
Yeah.
That's kind of like borderline sauna.
Meredith, you have 78 where you live? Is it 78, Meredith? Do you set it at 78?
It probably is, because you know me, I prefer warmer temperatures to cooler temperatures. 78's a little extreme, though, even for me.
Runner goes. And the pitch outside. So Lee walks. I was told since I was a child, don't do that, you're overheating yourself.
You're not helping yourself.
Right, yeah. I think we're all up here. We ask the age-old question. Would you rather be cold or hot? Really cold or really hot?
My body would rather be hot. The cold weather, I'm over. In April, I'll complain. You know, heat's heat. It is. And July 4th, it's supposed to be hot, but not this April.
Now, guys, typically they have AC pumping through the Yankees dugout, but earlier today it did not seem like that was working. There was only a fan in the dugout. I don't know if they got it working. And when I spoke to Paul Blackburn for today's pregame show, I asked him about being out there in that bullpen yesterday, and they too have a little area where they can go where it's generally air conditioned, and he said for some reason it was not working yesterday, and it was steamy back there.
Everything's going down here, Michael. Our mics might go off, and you can just go. You know, people can just watch the pictures.
Some might prefer it that way.
We're probably getting turned down as we speak right now. Folks, we're just trying to fill the time here. It's 6-1, and we're having a lot of challenges.
One we can't see. First and second, 2 outs. It's 6-1 Minnesota, top of the 5th inning. And a 1-1 count on Kreidler. Now 1-2. Yarborough getting ready. Kind of a squibbler to short. Volpe handles it well, flips the Chisholm, and that'll do it. And the Twins strand 2. Later tonight, check out Major League Cricket on Yes as reigning champion MI New York battle Los Angeles Knight Riders. Watch the batsmen, bowlers, and the sport that shares some of baseball's DNA. Tune in live tonight at 9:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Tall, refreshing drink right there as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jazz Chisholm will lead it off. The Yankees are down by 5. And Matthews deals a pitch out of the strike zone.
The guy looked like he was eyeing that icy drink.
Two and one. Ryan McMahon on deck. Yankees have just 2 hits, both off the bat of Jason Dominguez. A double and a home run. Two and two. You could see that Jazz was thinking about challenging there. He held that bat up for a while.
Yeah, Matthews really trying to work both sides of the plate. Backdoor breaking ball there in between the two-seamer, kind of trying to hit the inside corner, just trying to get hitters off of one side of the plate or the other.
Deep into the upper deck, over first base. You hardly ever see it up there. He was so far out in front of that. People that had seats up there had no idea they were getting a souvenir today.
Didn't even bring a glove.
No way. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Strikes out for the second time.
This was all about the two-seamer on and then the slider down and in. Gets Jazz to leave the strike zone. Good solid pitch.
Here's Ryan McMahon. Five strikeouts for Matthews. Just one walk. That was the Schumann leading off the third.
You know, up to this point, Mike, with the 7-game losing streak, the offense struggling, and then you get up with a hump last night, and then it kind of causes problems getting off to a deficit today, where you're seeing the hitters go back into home run mode. You know, if I hit a couple home runs here, we'll be back in the game. You just got to build innings, and it can take a walk, a single, drive one guy in. You know, if the home run happens, it happens, but you can't force them. And this is what happens against Matthews, who can use both sides of the plate and change speeds.
I thought that was one of the interesting things that Judge said the other day when he spoke. He said, guys are trying to hit grand slams with no one on base, and you've got to trust the guy behind you. You've just got to. So take the walk and just pass the baton, and the guy behind will do the job.
You can't force major league pitchers to make mistakes. They'll make enough, you know, they'll make them enough mistakes to hit home runs. But for the most part, I mean, you've got to know your process. You've got to know what you're trying to do, and it can't change from pitch to pitch. If you're staying out over the plate, wanting to go the other way, you can't all of a sudden, when it's 2-2, say, hey, now I want to pull the ball, because then it's almost a guessing game.
And you can see the at-bats have not been great because he's thrown just 59 pitches. So now working the count. Now he's not giving them a chance because he is throwing strikes.
Which he does. I mean, we went in the scouting report like 5% walk rate, which is, in the top 10 in the American League. So, he's not going to beat himself. But another challenge, right?
New York is challenging.
They win.
New York has 2 remaining.
We'll ask James Smythe, how many challenges have been successful? How long has James Hoy been? 6 of 8.
That's a good percentage, yeah.
Got a nice mask on, though. The flag motif. One and one. And the human condition would dictate to me he cannot be happy.
No, I mean, nobody wants to be shown up, and I'm sure the umpires feel like every time they're challenged and they're wrong, that they're being shown up. But the challenge was put in for a reason. If you're a hitter and you feel like it's not a strike, you have the ability to challenge now.
Schumann walked in the 3rd. Runner on first base, 1 man out. Yankees down 6-1, bottom of the 5th. Time was called before that throw to first, so that does not count as one of the throws.
So I did use it, right?
He's got a look at the umpire's cap. Very cool.
Yeah, they came out in baby blue shirts and umpires 4th of July hats. Everybody's going to join the parade here today.
It's funny because they came out in blue, and that's unusual because they wear black. But still, when you ride them from the back and say blue, you're wrong.
It's always, some things don't change. It's always been blue. Hey, blue. And it was like offensive to them. They didn't want to hear it either.
Right. High drive, left field. Going back, Larnach. Track, wall. See ya. A home run, Schumann. The Yankees are right back in it. It's now 6-3.
Well, you get a little spark from Schumann, his 2nd of the year. Aaron Boone put him in the lineup to keep Grisham off his feet today, just coming off the IL. And he's made a couple good plays in center field, and now a big home run. Look at the Yankees, you said, Michael, back into this game. We've talked numerous times, Michael, about the bullpen issues with the Minnesota Twins. So I feel like if you can stay close, a late comeback is very possible.
Grounded to short. They'll throw to first. They get Sanchez for out number 2.
A 2-seamer, not really a bad pitch. Schumann just kind of sawed it off and beat him to it. Hit well to the back of the bullpen.
There's your shot ball.
We need to warm that camera up. It brings runs,
And there's a strike, Trent Grisham. Couple of home runs for the Yankees, 2-run shots. Well, a solo shot and a 2-run shot. And the Yankees have 3. Schumann has really impressed Aaron Boone and his staff. He works counts. He's pretty proficient wherever they put him. They like the way he plays the game. Got a .400 on-base percentage.
Well, with all the load management and giving guys days off now, that it's so important to have 2 or 3 guys on your team now that play numerous positions. So the manager has that luxury of giving guys days off, keeping guys off their feet.
Well, to make room for Beck, they had a clear roster spot, and I bet you the debate was between Spencer Jones and Schumann. And they liked how Spencer Jones played since being recalled, but Schumann's so valuable that it was Spencer who was sent down to AAA today. Strike 3, challenge by Grisham.
New York's challenging.
This ball looked like it came back to the inside corner. Hey, didn't get there. Good for him.
New York has 2 challenges remaining.
And you know how that must feel for Hoy, because he did the punch out.
Yes.
Like the whole dramatic.
Oh.
Now you got to take it back. Now, in fairness to Hoy, he's not missing by a lot, but that's what the challenge system gives you, an opportunity to call the close ones right. So it's not like he's like 4 inches off. He's missing by less than an inch.
We got to be getting to an all-time record, though. What are we, 15, 16 challenges?
Driven deep to right field. Fair, it's gone. Foul ball. Into the second deck. Ball 4. So the inning continues, bringing up Ben Rice.
If you look at his style of hitting and swinging at strikes, taking pitches, pitchers really don't want to throw the ball over the plate. And he's in full count time and time again just because he doesn't leave the strike zone and they'll allow pitchers to dig a hole.
So Pete Mackey, the pitching coach, settling down Matthews. You know, you look at the Twins coaching staff, they've got an interesting coaching staff. They got Grady Sizemore. He's their bullpen, he's their first base coach. Well, Troy Hawkins is the bullpen coach. Toby Gardenhire, Ron's son, is the coordinator.
Yeah, it looks like they're making a point to have, ex-major league players as part of the coaching staff. Angels do that also.
Rice is grounded out to Clemens at second twice. He's 0 for 2. There's something up with Matthews now. Mackey was just out there. Now manager Derek Shelton and the athletic trainer go out. See, he said, "I'm all right," and is pointing to the mound. One out away from qualifying for a win, which doesn't seem that big deal anymore in big leagues.
It seems like that foot slipped off the mound and a back foot, and he felt it immediately. Yeah, his spike in front of the mound looked like it got on top, and then you kind of slip on the rubber, and then there was nothing to really hold it back.
Runner goes, huge jump, no throw. A stolen base for Grisham. I mean, Matthews never even looked. And this is a team that has a really tough time throwing out base runners.
I mean, this is a walking lead, and you're right. Not even a second glance. Knowing the jump, it didn't even slide.
7th stolen base of the year for Grisham. Three and 0.
Has been 3-0 numerous times in this series, and he's had the tendency to take a strike as he did there, and then last time he went deep on a 3-1 fastball right down the middle. I don't know if he's thinking, 3-1, I'm going to get the same pitch. That was an off-speed pitch, so do you sit on off-speed stuff? Possibly.
And there's ball 4. Matthews letting this get away from him, and now that brings up Bellinger's the tying run. Travis Adams warming up. Well, Paul, I know that you're a big believer in due.
I wasn't even going to say it, but Cody Bellinger is due. A little movement, a little balance, lace one into the gap, all right?
And now here comes the athletic trainer again, along with Derek Shelton. Derek Shelton probably is so fearful about going to that bullpen.
Yeah.
He just wants to hear that he's okay. He's not. So he leaves 1 out short of qualifying for win. Came into this inning up 6-1. So he's going to call on Travis Adams to face Bellinger. Bellinger's the tying run in a game that the Yankees had trailed by a lot. It's time to name that Yankee. Want to handle this one, Paul?
Well, we saw his team speech, which we both enjoyed. Mr. George Steinbrenner III, the boss. Had a lot of championships, a lot of sports before he got into owning the Yankees.
That was the opening press conference at the old Yankee Stadium, and there's a speech that we showed a little bit earlier, the Yankee minor leaguers. He was in on every pitch. You enjoyed playing for him, didn't you, Paul?
I certainly did. I never played for an owner that I felt like wanted to win as much as the players than Mr. Steinbrenner. And look at that. He launched the Yes Network and gave us a job for 27 years.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Passed away during the All-Star break, 2010. And he has built really the most iconic sports franchise in the world. And when he bought the team in 1973, it wasn't the best of times. They last won the World Series in '64, and he bought the team in '73, and a couple years later, they're in the World Series in '76, and they won in '77 and '78. And the second dynasty with the 5 championships, so he had 7 World Series championships during his ownership reign. And now the family has taken over the reins from George Steinbrenner. Again, he would have been 96 years old today. Travis Adams comes on to face Cody Bellinger. Runners on first and second, 2 men out. Bottom of the 5th inning, 6-3 Minnesota. against the wall. 1 run will score. Rice stops at third. Cody Bellinger finally drives in a run, and you can see he's relieved. An RBI double, and it's 6-4 Twins.
Well, Mike, you say get a little movement, maybe move your hand, anything, and lace one into the gap. Well, he listened. Ball's away, too, and that's a good swing for a lefty. You see his reaction right when he hit it up. There's another line drive at somebody. This carried over his head off the bottom of the wall. Cody Bellinger kind of ran into the first baseman, which he would have been awarded second base anyway. But what a relief, and what a big hit for the Yankees.
Ground ball sharply grabbed there by Clemens, and they retire Dominguez. But the Yankees, with 3 runs in the 5th inning, have made this a 4th of July game. 6-4 Twins.
It's Justin Shackle with your Audi update. A traditional 4th of July morning start in D.C. Nats and Pirates top second. Brandon Lau lining the splitter into center field off Zach Littell. A 2-run single for Lau as the Pirates extend their lead to 3. They go on to win it 7-1. Buccos sit 3.5 games in back of the final wild card spot, Michael.
Thank you, Justin. We go around the majors. Chapman now has the most career strikeouts all-time by a reliever. J-Rod placed on the 7-day IL with a concussion. And Tampa Bay has won 9 straight games. And Keishel gets plunked on the first pitch of the 6th inning by Jake Bird.
Yankee pitchers have to realize the two-seamer just up and in, just hammers him. But if you're the bullpen, you got to know that the offense is fighting and fighting to get back into this game. You can't give up runs, especially after a big hit by Bellinger. You just tacked on another one. I think that's his whoop band, right? Huh?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, heart rate, everything. Probably went up a little bit right now too.
Way back, Shelton and the Athletic Trainers, I'm okay, but they were halfway there, so they thought they'd visit. We say that Chapman now has more strikeouts than any reliever. The guy who passed, Hoyt Wilhelm. So from a guy who threw a knuckleball to 105, there should be 2. There's 1 on the first. Not in time. Might have pulled Rice off the bag.
I don't know if Jazz couldn't get a handle on this ball, or it got out of rhythm because Volpe didn't get it to him too quick. But yeah, I agree with you. This ball looks like it's going to be an easy double play. And look, there was just too much time before that ball got airborne again.
Well, with the lefty Larnach up, Boone's going to go to the bullpen. Runner on first base, 1 man out. We're in the 6th. Yankees are down by 2, so Bird is done. And here comes Yarbrough to face Larnach. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores. Proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees. And by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Ryan Yarbrough takes over. Yankees down 6-0 at one point. Now it's 6-4. 1 out in the 6th with a runner on first base. Yarbrough last pitch Tuesday allowed 3 runs. Larnach is 1 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored. He hit a home run off the lefty Tim Hill in the 4th inning. One and 0. Been on base twice, came into the game with a 379 on base percentage. Good for 9th in the American League. Here's the home run Larnach hit against Tim Hill in the 4th.
You kind of scratch your head. You're just not accustomed to seeing Tim Hill, especially against a lefty, give up a ball into the seats.
Taken all the way, right down the middle, 3-1. Now you bring in the lefty to face Larnach. You don't want him to lose Larnach because then you have to deal with Buxton.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, you're in challenge mode here now. You're not trying to pitch around anybody with Buxton on the on-deck circle.
And there's ball 4, so he does walk Larnach. In the words of Joe Girardi, that's not what you want. So here's Buxton. Playing his first game since Sunday. And in the first inning, an RBI double off the wall on left. Walked in the second, struck out looking in the fourth. So he's standing here at Yankee Stadium on July 4th, Paul. And he's from Baxley, Georgia, which is rural Georgia. And he grew up on a dirt road with no cell service. Great story.
You know, if you think about it, though, Michael, we were born with no cell service.
That's true.
You were in the Bronx. Isn't that something?
That's right. And I just remember that as my sister and I got older, the cord on the phone in the kitchen got longer so you could take it into the bathroom and stretch it and whatever. But there were multiple phones and there was no cell phones for sure. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Snap throw to second, and getting back in time is Jackson.
That's not how it's supposed to work on paper. You walk the lefty Larnach, and then you strike out Buxton, who is their right-handed stud. So good job by Yarbrough to come back and get Buxton, but still not out of this inning. 2 outs. Here's a lefty, but a hot lefty. Cody Clemens, ever since he's walked in here, he's been getting good pitches and swinging the bat well. We go back to the first inning. After left field the other day, left center. It's right center. We're going line to line. It's so much fun to hit when everything's in sync. See the ball away, you go away. See the ball in, you'll pull it. Seems like Cody Clemens is in one of those grooves.
Oh. 3-0 on Clemens. And then you have Josh Bell on deck. Strike one. Top of the 6th inning, 6-4 Minnesota. They're up 6-0 after 3.5. Then the Yankees scored a run in the 4th and 3 in the 5th.
Dangerous pitch right here. You've got to go after him, but you got to go after him with something just got enough in on him to keep him in the ballpark.
Looked like Schumann did not locate that right away, but he hauls it in for the fine line. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Today's picture is of Jill, who's sporting her red, white, blue Yankees hat to celebrate July 4th at America's 250th. So patriotic, Jill. Thank you for that. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, bottom of the 6th, 6-4 Twins. Anthony Volpe will start it off, and now Derek Shelton is going to have to figure out how to get these outs. with a bullpen that has been porous throughout the season. Volpe 0 for 2. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit.
A ball away, little spinner, kind of a cut fastball. He just puts it in play up the middle, finds a hole. But Jazz an opportunity to tie this up with one swing. The running game is so important against Minnesota, but you know, Jazz has the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. So if you're Volpe, you got to really be sure if you can get a jump.
Chisholm struck out twice against Matthews. Volpe has 7 stolen bases. 1-1.
Well, you just had the feeling that offensively the Yankees were going to get to the Twins at some point. I mean, they're fighting back. But, you know, Beck really dug them a hole early with the 5 runs in the first 2 innings.
And a push bunt down the third base line. They let it roll. Base hit. A perfect push bunt by Jazz Chisholm. First and second, nobody out.
You know, you're building an inning here, Jazz. If he doesn't feel good at the plate with his speed, I mean, what a time to do this. And you know, he put it in play. A lot of times it'll hit that corner of the grass and just shoot foul. That's why he let it run. But that going all the way down. It's just part of what he can do with speed. That ball actually come back the other way. Keep letting that go. It's a ground rule double down the line. Huh?
So here's Ryan McMahon, first and second, good speed on the bases. Jazz with 26 stolen bases. Volpe with 7. And there's a strike. No one be running now with the left-handed batter up.
See how shallow Volpe is, way almost to the inside, the infield grass on his lead. Well, usually you start back and try to walk forward. He's all the way almost to the grass of the infield. He'll get his lead, and usually you go back towards the shortstop. He comes in, which you're trying to get the perception of not being off the base.
Just got in ahead of the tag. Kreidler says take a look at that to the Twins bench.
No, it looks like he got the hand in. I mean, a quick swipe tag. I think he has it.
Volpe was going too. Maybe a challenge. I don't know if they see something that we have not seen.
Minnesota is challenging the safe call.
Paul, can I ask you before we even know if it's overtime, where are you going with no out?
Well, he's just trying to cheat still and get a great jump. But the way that he and Caballero, you know, kind of get into that jump stop and get way off the base, I mean, you're almost setting yourself up for an automatic pickoff.
After review, the call on the field's confirmed. The runner is safe.
Every replay we saw said he was in there because the tag kind of his armpit and his hands already in.
Yeah, I think he made it.
If you're at the plate, left-handed batter, and the base runner's dancing like that, is that distracting?
It can be. You know, I know that, you know, Volpe likes to do that. That's part of the way he steals bases. But as a hitter, it's kind of in your eye. I mean, he's fine right now, but then when you start doing stuff like this, you're almost
blind on Knocked down on one hop. There's one out. Fires to third. Not in time.
You talk about balls that were misplayed in one play. Anthony Volpe took it for granted. They weren't coming to third. He was almost tagged out. This ball wasn't caught cleanly, but still plenty of time to get Jazz at second base. Right there, I mean, Jazz hadn't even left. He had to wait to see if it was caught. So errors by the Yankee and errors by the Twins. But now the Yankees got runners in scoring position. A huge opportunity here to tie this game up.
Clemens catches that on the fly. He's got a chance at a double play as well. And as Paul said, even after catching it on the short hop, he had Jazz Chisholm at second, which would have kept the double play alive. Infield is back, except that, well, they're back at short and second. They're in at the corners.
You see, Volpe's going to go back to second, and Jazz has to freeze kind of on a line drive. So plenty of time to turn two, or at least get the lead runner. But then Volpe taking it for granted, almost tagged out at third base.
(2-0). 3-0 on Schumann.
Boy, you could tell that Jackson really wanted to challenge that. That looked like a good pitch. The count goes to 3-0. Easy pointing at him, good pitch, and it didn't challenge.
Doesn't have any left.
Yeah, that's what happens when you use those early, and now Twins even digging a deeper hole. Shelton has seen a lot of this. When you talked about the bullpen, seen a lot of this year.
We're going to send up Ahmed Rosario to pinch it for Sanchez. Now, he has historically been a much better hitter against lefties. Not this year. He's actually done quite well against right-handed pitching, so they'll send him up and pinch it for Sanchez. See who the Yankees have left on their bench. Goldschmidt, Caballero, and Wells will take over behind the plate. So Mackey goes out and talks with Adams about how to deal with Rosario.
You know, a lot of times you look at moves as always just making a move, but Rosario is very adept at pitch hitting, and this year, with the extra opportunity, has done really well against righties. This is against a lefty the other night.
The pinch hitting appearance. Now against righties this year, hitting .293, against lefties .220, but he's a .296 lifetime hitter against left-handed pitching. Twins back for the double play. Rosario in for Sanchez. Swings through a fastball, 0-1.
Well, he came out of the dugout ready for that first pitch, and he got it and swung right through it.
Bases loaded with the Yankees. One out. Yankees down by 2, bottom of the 6th. Now that should be challenged by Rosario. He thought it was outside.
New York is challenging.
It's a big challenge right here.
New York has one challenge remaining.
So the Yankees have one challenge remaining. And the count now 1-2.
It looks like it should have broke outside, but it didn't. It kind of just held its line.
Popped up and out of play over the Yankee dugout and into the seats. So the count 2-2 on the pinch hitter Rosario.
You know, understand how important the count becomes, because now you've seen, you know, multiple pitches, so you feel much more comfortable at bat.
Swing and a miss. He chased the fastball out of the zone. A big strikeout for Adams.
Yeah, that's where you feel as that your hitter, you get hit, you get very hitterish, and you just think that he's going to throw a strike, and you'd kind of have your mind made up. You end up swinging at something outside the strike zone.
And with the lefty Grisham coming up, Shelton is going to go to the bullpen, and he will call on Taylor Rogers. So the lefty against Grisham with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet, by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
This is very surprising to see Grisham's name crossed out. I mean, Goldschmidt obviously is unbelievable against lefties, but Grisham not bad himself and has been in the game. So really rolling the dice here.
It's certainly surprising. And Goldschmidt comes in. Ofer's lost 20. Rogers has not pitched well, especially of late. And Goldschmidt is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts against Rogers. Bases loaded, 2 men out. So Rogers had a 3.38 ERA. First 24 games, 11.32 over his last 13 games. Rip foul. Volpe got down in a hurry. His identical twin brother, Tyler, is with the Blue Jays. So Taylor sets. And the 0-2. 1-2. He's pretty much breaking ball sinker, but he added a cutter this year, saying he's trying to evolve. 1-2. 2-2. There is no place to put Goldschmidt. Pinch hitting for Grisham. Those are the numbers Grisham has against Rogers. Foul ball. Goldschmidt trying to break an 0 for 20 slump. The 2-2. Popped up shallow left. Larnach coming on and makes the play as the Yankees leave the bases loaded. A bold strategy that doesn't work out. Now it's time for USAA salute to service. Ford scoreboard, top of the 7th inning, 6-4 Minnesota. Yarborough remains in and deals inside to Josh Bell. Austin Wells takes over behind the plate as Rosario pinch hit for Sanchez. So both pinch hitting decisions end up not working out. Rosario chases out of the strike zone. And then Goldschmidt with a fly ball to left to leave the bases loaded. Check out the Yankees bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. I think they'd like to stay away from Cruz. Maybe in an emergency they'd use him. Everybody else is available. He threw 31 pitches yesterday. Drilled deep to left field. Fair ball. It's gone. It is gone. A home run for Bell. A bullet inside the foul pole, and it's 7-4 Minnesota.
You talk about a change of momentum. You got bases loaded, looking to tie the game or go ahead, and nothing happens, and then boom. This guy hits a home run. They've been trying to stay up in the strike zone and trying to steer and foul. That ball down in the strike zone ends up in the stands off the Oris side.
Broken a watch. There's Royce Lewis. And a strike.
Again, that's just kind of glued to his swing. They've been really trying to pound the upper part of the strike zone. Didn't get that one there.
All the way to the backstop. Bella's 12th home run. He's had a good year with 57 runs batted in. So the Yankee pitchers have allowed 5 home runs. That ties the season high. They've done it 3 times. Still nobody out here in 7. Two and two. Brooks Lee on deck. Lewis 1 for 3. Singled his last time up. Popped up on the right side. Rice gives it a look. And makes the play. Good play by Rice.
A lot of things to fight there. The sun, where you are on the field, ends up ending up in his glove. Good thing for the Yankees. So you see his ankle and then looking back into the sun because the sun's going down over the stands over here.
Brooks Lee takes inside. One and one.
Having a very quick game with no challenges left, don't I?
Just one skinny one left for the Yanks. One and two. Beck started. Allowed 3 home runs. Tim Hill allowed a home run. Jake Bird and now Yarborough. And Yarborough allowed the Bell home run. Swing and a miss on the change. 2 down.
Well, lefties just have a tendency to be able to really throw that good changeup to get righties out. Ball is fading down on the way.
There's Kreidler. He's 0 for 3. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org.
Yes, he did.
0 and 2. Along with Paul O'Neill and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael Kay. We thank you for spending part of your July 4th with us. In the 7th inning, and the Twins lead the Yankees 7-4 in the middle game of this 3-game set. The 0-2. Hope you're enjoying the barbecue with the TV on in the background. Hot dogs, hamburgers, ribs, watermelon, all deal. Apple pie.
Sounds like you know the menu.
That's what you got to go with. A little corn on the cob. Before you see it, you can hear that plane.
How quick we get home with that?
You're digging the holiday, though, because you're getting to the ballpark maybe 20 minutes earlier.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you don't even stop for traffic. You just gaze out the window and everything's fine. I got a feeling by next week it's going to change a little bit.
2-2. No foul.
Matter of fact, I got a feeling it might change a little bit tonight after those fireworks around Manhattan, huh?
It might start emptying out. Well, I think it'll be okay because the people still want the extra day in the Hamptons and the Jersey Shore.
Can always watch them on TV, is that what you're saying?
3-2. Ground ball, Volpe. Fields. Fires. Got it. But the home run by Bell adds a run to the total for the Twins at the end of 6.5. Time for the 7th inning stretch. It's Minnesota 7 and the Yankees 4. I'm going to stay right here on a very special day because it's July 4th, 250th birthday of this great country. We will honor this country right here in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise? Remove your caps and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Marine Corps Sergeant Martin Dujiff from Brooklyn, who served in Vietnam, was awarded the Purple Heart as well as the Presidential Unit Citation, the highest decoration awarded to military units. The Yankees say thank you, Martin, for your sacrifice and for your service to our country. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the microphone behind home plate and welcome from the 2nd Marine Division Band, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, United States Marine Corps Corporal Travia Jackson. Please join in as she sings God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Justin Shackle, Dylan Betances with your Ford Studio update. And despite the Twins hitting 5 home runs, Dylan, this Yankees offense is fighting to try and shrink this deficit.
Yeah, the fireworks didn't wait for tonight's celebration. 5 home runs by the Twins. The Yankees have done a great job of hitting 2 themselves in the middle innings, inching closer. They're within striking distance against a bullpen that's ranked towards the bottom in the Twins.
Yeah, the highest ERA in the American League. The Twins bullpen, we'll see if they can make a comeback. We'll catch you on the postgame. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you, guys. 7-8-0, leading 4-6-0. Zebby Matthews relieved in the 5th inning with 2 outs. Brendan Beck lasted 3 2/3. 5 home runs for the Twins. Yankee home runs, Jason Dominguez and Max Schumann. Taylor Rogers still in there, and he faces to Rice, or deals to Rice. Check swing. And the count 1-0. Ford scoreboard, 7-4 Twins. Rice 0 for 2 with a walk. It's Rice, Bellinger, and Dominguez. And he plucks Rice to put a base runner on.
Yeah, so not the most fun way to get on first base, but it does get you to first base where you can try to set up a big inning here. The breaking ball that just right at him, nothing you can do. Hopefully it did not get him in the elbow, just above it, hopefully.
So here's Bellinger, drove in his first run in the past 15 games with a double in the 5th. And a strike. That was his 50th RBI. So 6 for his last 52. Maybe he found something in that last at bat in the 5th when he got the double. 1-1.
The one thing he found was some relief, Michael. Those things start weighing on you mentally, where you're trying to end those instead of concentrating on what you're doing at the plate.
So Andrew Morris warming up. The closer for the Twins is a former Yankee, Andres Gomez. So if they have the lead in the 9th, we'll see Gomez. Back. That was off the end of the bat, not as deep as I thought, so 1 away.
Yeah, it's all about the reaction of the hitter, and you saw Cody right when he hit, had a good pitch to hit, but watch his reaction. Hitter nose first, just missed it.
So with Dominguez coming up, here comes Shelton. So they'll call on the right-hander Morris. That turns Dominguez around to a stronger side. Well, stream all Brooklyn Nets Summer League games live on the Gotham Sports app. Starting today at 5, get your first look at the Nets' number 6 draft pick, Mikael Brown Jr., and see all the young talent take the court. Access the Gotham Sports app for free with your TV subscription, or go to gothamsports.tv. to learn more. The Summer League starts today. Wow. It's amazing. Andrew Morris has had 10 consecutive scoreless appearances. He takes over and will face Jason Dominguez. This is a little bit of an odd decision because although Dominguez is better from the right side this year, historically he's been better from the left, and you have the short porch. Wouldn't you keep in Rogers to let him hit from the right side and then bring in Morris? But this is what Shelton has decided to do.
Yeah, he's had some good at bats left-handed today too.
High fly ball. Buxton makes the play. Out number 2.
I don't know, maybe Morris is a guy that he trusts a little bit more, but just missed this ball. Kind of like some of the reactions of the Yankee hitters, Michael. You can tell they're frustrated. They know they're better than this. Broke through yesterday, but today's had a couple opportunities that just have not cashed in to this point.
There's Volpe had a single his last time up. Fouled away. Morris is from Boulder, Colorado, but he was born in Manhattan, 24 years old. Major League debut this year on April 12th. And Derek Shelton, his manager, said he has a lack of a heartbeat. He said, I mean that in a great way. Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. So 0-2 quickly on Volpe. Yankee shortstop 1 for 3 today. And the pitch. Strike 3. Took it right down the middle. And that will do it. So Morris comes on and does the job. Yankees strand 1. We go to the 8th. Well, fans, the next game on Yes is Monday as the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays kick off a crucial 4-game set at the Trop. Extended coverage starts at 4:30 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up to first pitch shortly after 6:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. I want to tell everybody tomorrow's game will be exclusively on Peacock. So Paul and I, and then also Meredith, we will not be here.
I think Peacock is taking every
game,
right?
Yep, every big league game they have. Camilo Doval gave up 4 runs in the 11th inning on Wednesday. And just lost the strike zone that day. Now he comes in, tries to hold it here at 7-4. Keishel, Jackson, and Larnick against the hard-throwing righty. And a strike. Keishel 1 for 2. Home run, hit by pitch. Grounded foul. Eight hits, 7 runs for Minnesota. 6 hits, 4 runs for the Yanks. Over the mound. And it's bobbled by Chisholm. He's going to get an error, and that's going to allow Keishel to reach.
Well, let's see what happened. The ball kind of just didn't glove it. I mean, there's no way around it. These are the type of things that has happened to the Yankees recently defensively.
Got to be the ball. So here's Jackson. Now the Yankees don't come back, and they certainly have plenty of time to do that. They're going to rue the bases loaded situation in the 6th inning with 1 man out. The pinch hitter Rosario swings at the pitch out of the strike zone for strike 3. And then they pinch hit Goldschmidt for Grisham, and he hits a fly ball to medium range left field, and that was it as the Yankees left the bases loaded.
And I'm sure Aaron Boone is going to go through his thought process. You know, you weren't really surprised with Rosario. But, you know, Trent Grisham just got back in the lineup. He's an everyday player for you. Goldschmidt, tremendous against lefties, but obviously it's a question that's going to have to be answered.
And it's going to, not that I know every answer he's going to give, it's going to come down simply to the fact he's not as good against lefties as he is against righties. And they could pull a guy off the bench that's a pretty good hitter. Although that was against Tristan Adams. That did make it. No, it was the left, yeah.
Grisham had 2 lifetime at bats, both strikeouts. Right. That's the only stats he had against him.
I was looking at, Adams faced Rosario. And that was just a case of, Rosario's a better hitter than Sanchez. But then Rogers came in to face Grisham, and they countered with Goldschmidt, and they both did not have a hit against him lifetime. Jackson down on strikes.
A good sinker right here. This ball kind of just goes down and in, right under the barrel of the bat.
Back to the top of the order, and Larnach, he's walked twice and has a home run. On-base percentage continues to go up. Keeping Keishel close. Keishel has 12 stolen bases, so they're paying attention. I was told by Dan Gladden, longtime radio broadcaster, world champion with the Twins, that Matthews left because of a laceration on his foot. He kind of stepped on his own foot when he stumbled.
Spiked himself.
That one is dumped into right center field for a base hit. Keishel is going to go to third. Throw comes into second, so Larnach on base for the 4th time picks up a single. And that's going to bring up Buxton in a big spot.
Well, Larnach, we talk coming into this series, has been on a tear, and he just continues to have good at-bats. I mean, that's really not a terrible pitch, but it's lined into right center field. Nothing Dominguez can do is except to keep him at first base. And again, this starts with a misplayed ball by Jazz.
And Austin Martin pinch runs for Larnach.
We looked at Ben Rice looking at the dugout. Should have come in for the bunt. I mean, you got Byron Buxton at the plate. I don't think you're going to see a bunt.
Buxton with the 25 home runs today, 1 for 3, a double, an RBI, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Helicopter over the scoreboard set it very low. Left field, Bellinger makes the catch. Tagging is Keishel. He's coming home, and he'll make it a sac fly for Buxton. And now it's 8-4 Minnesota.
Well, Buxton's such a good player. He knows how to get this job done, gets a ball away from him, something that he can hook into left field, tacks another run on the board. These are the types of runs that during this time that the Yankees have not been doing, not picking up the guys from third base, not moving guys over.
And that's another unearned run because of the E4. So here's Cody Clemens. Paying a lot of attention to the pinch runner Martin. No one gets away from Rice. Martin thought about going to second, but thought better of it. And now they've made 2 throws to first. Advantage, Martin. 24 unearned runs in the last 14 games, 22 in the first 74 games this season, and it's hard to win games that way. Those are free runs. That's extra outs. You got to hold teams to 27 outs. One and 0 on Cody Clemens. Runner goes. The throw to second. Not in time. A stolen base for the pinch runner, Martin.
A tough pitch to throw on here. Kind of had to reach down and then throw across his body. All on the other side of the base. Volpe not able to get the tag down quick.
Slice the other way, 2-2. Three and two. Ground ball through for a base hit. Martin rounds third, and he will score. It's a single for Clemens. And now Minnesota leads by 5, 9-4.
Well, the Twins keep throwing good bats at you, and you give them extra outs, they're going to score runs. Clemens has been extremely good this series. That ball up in the strike zone, but he stays on it enough to get it through the right side. Things are going good offensively. Things find holes.
An announced crowd of 40,156 here at Yankee Stadium. And there's a crowd in the third deck, and then a smaller crowd in the second deck in right field, doing the old tarps off, games on. Become a big thing around baseball. Man believes in the cause. Fly ball, right center, and Dominguez watches it go over the wall. A 2-run home run for Bell, and Doval's struggles continue, and the Twins are pulling away. It is 11-4.
Well, Josh Bell, I mean, second home run of the game. One right-handed, now one left-handed. And you're right, Michael, the Twins have just exploded. Again, down in the strike zone, not a good matchup for Doval. You want to pitch him up in the strike zone. Both home runs down in the strike zone.
Listen, I get Vieira by Chisholm opened up the door, but you got to be able to close it as a pitcher. Doesn't mean that you have to give it up like this. And Doval simply is pitching to a point where the Yankees are going to say, well, when can we use him? So all of the runs are unearned, but you know what? They count. 6 home runs allowed by Yankee pitchers. It's the most they've allowed in the game this year. Fouled off to stay alive. 2-2. And that one is tipped into the glove of Wells, and the inning is finally over. But 4 runs for the Twins, 1 big error. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 11-4 Minnesota. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Well, most of the fireworks today on the side of the Minnesota Twins, as they hit 6 home runs in this game, and they're leading 11-4. And Marco Rhea takes over. Martin takes over in left field. So Rhea deals, and a strike to Chisholm. And Brett Hedrick is warming up. Now he's become such a valuable reliever that you almost wonder why would they use him in a game where the Yankees are down by 7. Now they could rally here and then it would be a moot point, but first they have to rally. Otherwise, you're wasting a high leverage prime arm in a 7-run deficit. As Jazz Chisholm starts the inning with a walk. I guess the answer would be, well, who do you want me to go with? Right? Blackburn's been pitching a lot. He's become a high leverage guy, but so is Hedrick. And Cruz, I don't think, is available today. And Bednar is your closer. The fact that you called up Beck and he didn't give you innings is while you're in this situation.
Yeah, the 5 runs, I mean, it changed the whole game in the first couple innings. There's no doubt about that.
Now, it has to be an 8-run lead, Paul, to use a position player. Then Schumann could have pitched. Pitch is high to McMahon. McMahon's 0 for 2 with a walk. The only guy left on the bench is Caballero. Call a strike there. Looked like it was outside, but 1-1. Yankees do have a challenge left. So Raya made his major league debut on Saturday. This is just his 3rd major league game. It shows you how different this league is than AAA, Paul. over his final 23 and 2/3 innings in the minors. He had 24 strikeouts and 1 more. And the first batter he faces here, and he's 3-1 on the second batter. So the 6 home runs allowed by the Yankees, it's the most since they allowed 7 August 15, 2019 against Cleveland. And he strikes out McMahon for our number 1. Schumann. Been on base all 3 times, couple walks, and a 2-run home run. The average is 211. The on-base percentage is .412. And a strike. Also an OPS of .886. You take that every time. That's a great OPS. So 0-2 on Schumann. One and 2. Into left field. He's on base again. A base hit from Matt Schumann. As Jazz advances to second.
Schumann's had a great game offensively, defensively. He's really plugged the hole today by giving Grisham a day off and had a great day at the plate and the outfield. Breaking ball, stays on it, lines in into left field.
Congratulations, by the way, to Ahmed Rosario on being voted the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. You see the numbers in the last 5 games. Count 1-1 on Wells. Wells took over after Rosario pinch hit for Sanchez and struck out with the bases loaded and 1 out. Despite the score, the fans that remain quite energetic, pretty loud, trying to get something started for the Yanks, all spinning their T-shirts over their head.
I thought they were fanning themselves, Michael.
And you know what? Doubly good. 3-2 on Austin Wells. Strike 3, and Wells going to challenge that. He thinks it's ball 4.
New York is challenging the pitch.
And it's a strike.
New York doesn't have any challenges remaining.
James Hoyt's probably happy about this. The challengers are gone. I don't have to deal with this anymore because there has been a lot today.
What's the final tally, James, on these challenges? Can't be good. Here's Goldschmidt. So 11 total challenges and 7 were overturned. Ground ball short. Kreidler gets a short. Throw over to second to get the force, and that'll do it. Yankees strand 2, and we go to the 9th inning. July 4th, it's 11-4 Twins. Well, fans, after the final, I'll get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. All coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. So Hedrick comes on. And I'll tell you what, we always talk about the beauty of baseball is all games are intertwined. So tomorrow you've got Weathers against a pretty good pitcher in Joe Ryan. Now Hedrick's not available because he has to pitch. He's not going to pitch 3 days in a row. James came up with a great idea. James Smythe. He said, let Doval come on the mound, intentionally walk the batter, walk 3 times. It's an 8-run lead, then bring in a position player. But you're wasting Hedrick.
James' analytical mind, he goes far and beyond the rules. You figure out a way around him.
I mean, it's not that you give up on an 11-4 game, but you don't want to waste this guy.
He's been good, and you're right. When you know you don't have him for a game, there's a void out there. He's one of the most dependable guys you have out in the bullpen.
And another way to look at it, and you know, it's a little harsh, and I don't think people are as harsh in today's baseball as in the past. You tell Doval, you go back out there and get 3 more outs.
Nobody's up in the bullpen. I need you to finish this game. I've seen it happen.
Yep.
You know who used to be real good at that was Lou Piniella.
I bet.
He was not pitcher friendly during blowouts.
Well, Lou got that from Billy, that distaste for pitchers. Foul ball. Now, a tradition like no other. It's been over 30 years now. Susan Waldman wears that vest on July 4th.
That takes closet space all year for the one day.
Yep.
The one big showing.
And I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Kreidler down on strikes. One of the most deadpan things I ever saw Derek Jeter do. Like he's a little superstitious. So on July 4th one day, Susan was not in the clubhouse when she normally was, and he was looking around, and then she finally walked in. She had the vest on, and he just sort of go, "There it is."
That's right.
And everything was fine in the world.
Michael, that actually took place in Minnesota. And Paul, she tells a story that one time you got on her when you said, "Where's the vest? Why aren't you wearing it?"
Yeah, you know, I'm from the Midwest where they wear the Christmas sweaters, the corny looking thing. So, you know, when it kind of caught my eye on July 4th.
Now, she bought that vest in Tiburon in 1996.
Tiburon, really? Wow.
And
that started the Yankee run.
And it was a good year for the New York Yankees.
Ground ball third base. McMahon, the throw is high, and that allows Keishel to reach.
Well, you seldom see McMahon. I mean, the tough part of this play was kind of in between hop, and he took care of that. You could tell right out of his hand, ball was going to be high. Rice waited as long as he could before he had to leave the bag.
That's an E5. And here's Alex Jackson. And again, you're down 11-4, but that error now, it's forcing Hedrick to throw more pitches in a game that he shouldn't be in. One and two.
Very unhappy the way this game's unfolding, aren't you? Huh?
Just speaking my truth.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
And I'm sure it galls Aaron Boone to have to bring him in. Slow roller, Hedrick. And they just get Jackson for the final out. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the ninth.
For instance, I'll be handling all the trades.
What do you mean?
There'll be no phone calls in the dugout.
What do you mean? That is not, no, that's not right. I'm handling the trades.
That isn't the way we say
I
it,
have the
George.
right to call you in the dugout
George,
anytime
that's not
I
the
want.
way it's going to be, George.
Well, you're damn right it is, and if you don't like it, you're fired.
You haven't hired me yet.
Famous exchange between Billy Martin and George Steinbrenner in 1983. And they really had a relationship that went through years and years. George trusted Billy with his team. Billy always came back 5 times managing the Yankees. And we've been celebrating George Steinbrenner on what would have been his 96th birthday today. Raya will try to get the final 3 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Yankees are down by 7, so they'll try to rally with Ben Rice starting it off. And a strike.
This game seemed like once the Yankees kind of fell back, it kind of hit a snail's pace. Remember in the Atlanta Braves on July 4th started a game. And then in 19 innings, it ended up on July 5th, like at 2 or 3 in the morning or something. So I guess it could be worse, huh?
And you know, the person who called that game on TBS was John Sterling.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow. You always got to one-top me, man.
So 0-2 on Rice. Rice today 0 for 2 with a walk in. He was hit by a pitch. It'll be Rice, Bellinger, and Dominguez against Raya. The other way, down the line and foul. Fleet Week in New York City. And many of them have made their way to the ballpark. Pretty amazing time in this area. You got Fleet Week. You got Travis and Taylor's wedding. You've got the World Cup. You got the Yankees in town. And you got July 4th fireworks in Manhattan today.
Place is rocking.
Did you see where the Kelsey Swift wedding was officiated by Adam Sandler?
You know what? I heard on the news that late last night when I got home, and said how great he did too.
Center field. Buxton shading his eyes and puts it away. Take a look at the game-changing drives of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
There's 2 of them. Josh Bell down, trying to steer it fair. That's right-handed. Later in the game, why not? Take a ball down, left-handed too. It's the 12th and 13th of the year.
Bellinger tries out Buxton again. 2 outs. Jason Dominguez, he's 2 for 4. Double and a home run. 11-11-0 for Minnesota. 4-7-2 for the Yanks. The 2-0. 2-1. And this should do it. Clemens is there. And the Twins beat the Yankees 11-4. And on a day of celebration, if you're a Yankee fan, nothing to celebrate. Kind of a lackluster, dispiriting loss after breaking the losing streak yesterday. To come back and lay an egg today, it's not much to celebrate.
Yeah, you took a chance with a spot start from a guy who's been extremely hot in the AAA league, but it just didn't carry over. It dug a big hole early. Yankees tried to rally, but then Twins ran away with it in the end.
A lot to think about for the Yankees, and they'll try to win the series tomorrow. The rubber game of this 3-game set before starting a 4-game series against Tampa Bay. Come on back. Yankees lose this one 11-4. And it's time for the Chevy players of the game.
Well, the players of the game were in the bullpen. Travis Adams, a big strikeout with Rosario. And Taylor Rogers gets out of that inning. That's the inning you're going to look at where the Yankees have a chance to tie this game.
Did you do that on purpose, Paul? Travis and Taylor?
Yeah. They're fans of this.
11-11-0 for the Twins, 4-7-2 for the Yanks. It was an unmanageable 321. Rogers the win. Beck took the loss. 6 home runs for the Twins. And that's the most home runs allowed by a Yankee team since 2019 in a single game. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the W.B. Mason postgame show with Justin Shackle, Jack Curry, and Dylan Patanza. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again on Monday when the Yankees begin a huge AL East clash against the Rays at Tropicana Field in St. Pete. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. on Yes. First pitch coming shortly after 6:30. Again, the final score, the Twins 11 and the Yankees 4. For Paul O'Neill and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael K. saying see you from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Now let's go to Justin Shackle, Jack Curry, and Dylan Patanza standing by in our Yes Network studios with the postgame show. Enjoy the rest of your July 4th holiday weekend.